Ben's Tale, An Adventure of Truth and Myth. Book 1, Seeds of Destiny. Chapter 2, Long Strange Trip. Scene 1. Ben's mother flipped down the visor as she drove toward the setting sun. The glare was always pretty bad this time of day, so she slowed down a bit. She had just filled up the gas at a Thruway rest area. While she was there, she picked up some high caffeine cola to keep her going and a travel compass for the car. She took off the protective paper from the bottom of the compass and stuck it to the dash. It would be a lot easier to read while driving than Dave's compass. Not that she really needed the compass at all. There was an incredible tug at her heart, pulling her along to her child. If she wasn't so stressed out, she would be amazed at how really cool that was. She decided to take the Thruway due west until she got off at Niagara Falls. It was the fastest route she could travel. It would take her around Lake Ontario and then she could head north. She planned on getting a reading at the border to tell her which way to go when she went into Canada. Wherever that bird thing went with Ben, it sure had traveled far in such a short time. Ben's mom could not believe only a few hours had passed since she went upstairs to have a nap. She was exhausted then, but now her mind felt sharp and awake. Her body was running on pure adrenaline. She didn't know how long she would be able to keep this up. As long as she could, she would continue to push herself for all her body could take. She had passed the Rochester exit a little while ago. If she kept this pace up, she would be well past the Canadian border before she'd have to collapse for a few hours' sleep. The police were out in full force checking for speeders. It would put a crimp on her going as quickly as she wanted, especially when every cell of her body screamed to go faster. The last thing she needed was to be pulled over, so she drew back her horses a little. She could barely handle the strain of driving so slowly while the bird beast took Betty who knew where to do who knew what. She kept it at the speed limit, though. Going steady would be better than having more time lost because of a ticket. She remembered well the scolding she got a couple of hours ago when the police called her cell phone. They were not too happy that she had left the scene and was out gallivanting on her own. "Ma'am, you do realize you should be here at your home giving us a description of what you saw, don't you?" She so didn't like being called ma'am, almost as much as she couldn't stand questions designed to belittle her or make her feel like an idiot. What she was doing was right, correct. She knew it in her heart. That it may not make sense to the boys in blue was purely irrelevant. They wanted to be helpful, though, so she would try her best not to tick them off. Benny needed all the help he could get. "I told my parents everything I can about the incident. I just couldn't stay there. I had to go and feel like I was doing something to bring my men back. But, ma'am, we could really use your help here. You could give us a description of the subject. We could work up a drawing of the criminals with our sketch artist." "I don't think I could help you there either. I never got to see who took David, and the injuries I sustained while I tried to save Benny made my memory kind of fuzzy. I can tell you it was a really ugly woman, but beyond that, I'm sort of hazy. Ma'am, if you are in need of medical attention, then you really should come back here so we can help you." "I can't do that right now. I'm following after Betty." "Ma'am, can you see his abductor?" "No. I just know I'm heading in the right direction." "How can that be, ma'am?" "I don't know. I can just feel it. Call it a mother's bond or a woman's intuition. Whatever it is, it's dragging me west, in the direction that I wrote on the map I left you. I have a feeling that if you got your men to search along that line, you will find Ben." "You aren't making any sense, ma'am. Should I send someone out to get you?" We can have you all collected safe and sound. We would have you back here within an hour or two. I'm sorry, but I won't be able to do that. I have to go now. Bye. She clicked off the call, hung up the phone, and threw it out the window. It landed in the passing lane where it was smashed into pieces. The continuous traffic crushed what was left of it to dust. I guess I don't need that anymore, she convinced herself. Then she rolled up her window and continued down the highway. Since then, she had traveled west on the Thruway. She'd be coming up to Niagara in about an hour. Then it would be Canada. What came after that? She hadn't a clue. Hello, all, and welcome to Scene 1 of Ben's Tale, Book 1, Seeds of Destiny, Chapter 2, Long Strange Trip, Scene 1. Thank you all for your patience during this 3-week delay due to personal issues. This week's art is by our Benjamin. What dread and emotion Ben's mom is expressing. Some information about the surprise extra scene. Well, the 3 things we were hoping to happen haven't happened yet, but they're getting closer. 1, 100 views of a future video here. Though scene 1 has had 87 views, the greatest of the future scenes only is up to 34 views. 2, 50 subscribers. We are now up to 12. 3, 5 patrons on Patreon. We're still waiting for our first patron. When any one of those things happens, we will post 2 videos the following week of the next scenes in the story. Maybe if you spread the word to your friends and family, we can get there even more quickly. If you want to be a financial producer for these videos, become a patron on our Patreon. The link is below in the description. Every level of patron gets monthly rewards. 90% of our portion of the money we get from you folks through Patreon will go to help pay for my 91-year-old mother's, alias Ben's Grandma Edie, care at home. Any level you can manage on Patreon would be a big help. There are rewards at every level. I know some of you may still be new to YouTube. Below the video you are watching are some things you can do to help us get more recognized on YouTube. YouTube has a special mathematical equation that takes into account how much of a video is watched, how many people like a video, how many people watch the video all the way to the end, how many people are subscribed to the video station, and how many comment on the wall below the video. It would be very helpful if you would, 1, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up below. 2, if you want to see more of these videos, please subscribe. 3, if you have any questions about the story, writing in general, or Ben's art, or you just want to say hi, or if you have some kind of questions or comments or anything like that, please leave a message on the wall below. All these things really help out the channel. Thanks again. Thank you very much for visiting. Please come again. Peace, hugs, and happiness. David Amrod, signing out.